Hi, it's your girl Chef Jewel. I wanted to get on here. Everybody knows me as Chef Jewel. I wanted to get on here and share with you guys a little bit of information about being vegan or a vegan diet, or these are all marketing words. I kind of wanted to touch on that briefly. These, vegetarian, vegan, plant-based, and stuff like that. These are marketing words. These are words that are utilized to describe products that do not have anything to do, like, it's non-animal products, right? So people, I think we emphasize too much on what it is, veganism and stuff like that. Is it good for you? Some people feel like they need meat. Some people feel like, oh, I can't, I have to eat fish, and all this, right? So let me kind of break down some things that I learned on my journey, because I have pretty much tried everything except for I have not yet mastered eating according to my blood type. Now that's a whole nother topic, but I'm going to touch on it real quick. Eating according to your blood type is, they say that if you eat according to your blood type, your body will balance itself out because you're giving it what it needs, right? I haven't tried it. I want to try it, but I want to exclude, because even on eating according to your blood type, they do have meats on there and dairy products. And if you're eating a plant-based diet, of course, you're not going to want to engage in eating any animal products. So when I first started to go vegan, or I can't even say vegan, when I went plant-based, because being vegan entails you not, buying anything animal product. I mean, not consuming it, not buying it. You wouldn't have leather seats, you wouldn't have leather boots. I'm not doing that. I'm not going that far. I have been pescatarian before, where I only ate seafood. I have been vegetarian, where I still ate cheese. I can say, when I initially got presented with the challenge, it was just like, oh, my church is doing a 40-day challenge. I'm not going to eat meat. You want to do it too. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I do it. I can say that during that process of me not eating meat, it wasn't super hard for me, because I'm not like a super meat eater anyway. Like, I like sides. So to those that like meat and that struggle with it, I can understand, that being a challenge for you. But I can say that my mind and my taste buds began to change. And once that happened, I didn't go back. I never went back. I never went back and ate meat. I did go back and eat red snapper and salmon a couple times over this course of my stretch of me transitioning. This transition started in 2017. So I really just kept going with it. Like, I literally went from that to not wanting, like, it was slow. Like, your mind literally decides, I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. I literally used to love shrimp. All of a sudden, I didn't want shrimp anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a process, a journey that you are going on. It's not nothing where you're like, oh, I know I need to stop. I need to do it because everybody else is doing. Right now, veganism and vegetarian, all this, it's a fad. It's a thing that everybody's thinking. It's like something that everybody's doing, jumping on this train to doing these things. But it's really like, come on, it's like bigger than that. Like, it's way bigger than that. Your mind begins to change on its own, and you decide, I don't want this thing. Your taste buds change in 21 days. The taste of things are not even good anymore when you try to revisit it or go back to it. So you begin not to crave certain things. You begin not to, have a taste for it. Then I realized I used to have sinus infections that were brutal. My mom has went to hell and high water trying to get, my issues with my sinuses resolved as a kid. So when I realized that first I want to say I didn't have that full feeling no more. When you feel you don't know that it's a problem until you stop eating meat, because meat doesn't process quickly at all. We're supposed to eat things that process quickly, like kids. Like, remember, when you got newborns and babies, they eat stuff and they go use the bathroom. They eat something, they use the bathroom. They eat something. Okay, so that stops with us because we start being clogged up. We're clogging our little babies up at like 8 and 9 months with the dry cereal. I know people are gonna raise their hand and be like, no. I mean, you can beg to differ, but I know for a fact, starchy things that are processed, things that are not something that you can pick outside and eat it, or something that you grew, that is going to stop you up. Okay? Now, that was the first thing I realized. I was no longer clogged up anymore. I felt lighter. I felt, I just felt a lot better with my digestive system and with my intestinal. Now, my sinus issues, I realized that later on after I decided to go vegan diet. I'm going to just say the vegan diet, which was no dairy. I was already not eating meat, so I stopped eating dairy. All that mucus and all that hulk you got to do in the morning when you you know what I'm saying, because I smoked at the time, and I was I smoked, I was a drinker, and I was eating meat and dairy. So I realized that when I stopped eating dairy and I stopped smoking, I don't know which one happened first or which one had the most effect first. But all I can say is I wasn't sounding nasal no more. I didn't seem like, I always had to cough or had to halt or some shit going on in the morning. You got a whole process you got to go through in the morning when you smoke and you eat dairy. And if you eat meat, because that's inflammation. It's a whole freaking process that goes on. And it be like crazy. Like, you got to hog, you got to spit, you got to, sniff it down and do all, blow your nose, wipe your nose out and all kind of stuff. It's just too much. But you think that's normal because that's what you do. That's what you've been doing all this time. So it's not no big deal, right? That you're doing that. But when you gotta, when it stops though, that's when you like, damn. I don't even have, or like when you had them cough attacks in the middle of the night, where something's in your throat, you like, something just in my throat, and you just start coughing, and it's terrible. I'm talking about awful. That's what I'm talking about. That stops. It goes away. Mucus is the only disease, according to Dr. Sabely. And if that is true, if that is true, right? Which I believe is true, but if you believe it to be true, right? Understand this. You getting rid of the mucus is getting rid of the disease. And the dairy is worse than meat. And the dairy is what's bringing the mucus. If you don't believe me, the meat brings the inflammation, the dairy brings the mucus. If you don't believe me, right, all I want you to do is try it. Do a challenge. Challenge yourself. You don't got to find nobody to do it with you. Challenge yourself. Stop eating the cheese, right? All dairy now. I'm talking about cheese, milk, anything to do with cheese, even chips. Some chips have milk in them. Cheez-Its. Any processed foods. Try that and see, don't the mucus go away. I mean, I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. You're gonna be, but and the thing is, you're gonna be focused on doing that at first, so you're not even gonna realize until like after a while. You're gonna be like, oh man, I ain't had a sinus. Like that's how it happened to me. I was like, dang, I ain't even had no sinus infection. I ain't had no issues. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And I realized, I'm like, man, this is because I stopped eating dairy. Because I was a cheese. Let me tell you something. I love cheese. Okay? I used to love cheese. It smells different to me now. Like it stinks. And I think everybody knows already that cheese stinks, right? Everybody already knows that. But it's like, we eat it anyway. It really stinks. Even when you in the store, you going past the cheese area, right? You know, with the fine cheeses, all the pretty little stuff in Publix and Harris Teeter. Yeah. Trust me, it stinks. It's pretty bad, okay? So it's like, but you don't smell. You at first you like it, you know what I'm saying? But your senses start to change. Your cells start to rejuvenate. Like your body knows how to heal itself. Your body knows how to run sufficiently. It's very intelligent. When it's being hindered or weighed down or overworked, that's when things start to go wrong. Okay? That is when your body becomes in a state of dis-ease. So you are in a state of disease. You have a disease. May it be, in your lungs, your nose, your sinuses. You have something going on that's in result of what environment that you put your body in. When people say high blood pressure, I could do a whole video on high blood pressure. Blood pressure is it's supposed to fluctuate high and low depending upon the state of what the body is in. If you're getting mad and you're getting worked up, your blood pressure is going to rise because that's what it's supposed to do. You take a pill to make it go down when it's supposed to go up when you get worked up. That's what it's supposed to do. That's like putting something on a tire and making it stop rolling, like doing what it's supposed to do, which is roll. It's like you're taking away from what the wheel is supposed to be doing, which is turning. You're stopping it from doing what it's supposed to do. People, oh, you got high blood pressure. Okay, yeah. I might have it today. I might have it tomorrow. I might have it, and some people's blood pressure get really high and it stay high because of the environment that it's in. It's supposed to be high right now. If you want it to go down, you need to start changing what it is that you're doing, which is stop getting mad. Try to find another way to approach situations. Get away from motherfuckers that's pissing you off. Don't eat so much salt. Don't put yourself in a stressful environment all the time. If you got a job and the job is constantly keeping you at on edge, you might want to try to find a different job. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but what I'm saying is whatever you're doing, whatever environment that you have your body in, please understand it's only going to adapt to what environment it's in. If you a nasty motherfucker and you don't clean yourself, that's the environment that you have put your body in, right? So eventually you're going to start to have rashes and sores and shit and creases of your body because you ain't washed it. I mean, I'm just saying, this is the same thing. It's the same thing when you're dealing with the internal. The same shit. It ain't nothing different. It's just like when we watched the Magic School Bus and they was in the body. You know what I'm saying? The body is regulating everything, and it's like, okay, this is happening. Oh, let me go over here. Like your cells cluster together. When they call that cancer, but the bad cells, they cluster together. They quarantine them. Basically, that's what it is. All the bad cells need to go over here. Because they're trying to get all these cells that aren't good and aren't rejuvenating themselves out the way. So the good cells like, bro, stay over there. Quarantine. Your ass you messed up. It's just like COVID. Oh, you got the COVID. So now they call that a tumor. Now it's cancerous. Because you have cells that are clustered up together. And all this stuff is very simple. But, they make it very scary and complicated when you go to the doctor. I don't care who you are. When you go to the doctor and you get diagnosed with something, you are scared to death because you're not quite understanding how the body works. You're not quite understanding what it needs to operate because you was raised on chicken nuggets and fries. And I mean, it's okay. I get it. But there's also a thing where you have a responsibility once you know better to do better and make some changes. So do a challenge. Challenge yourself. See if you can try the diet. But you are not a complete vegan. You don't have to label yourself nothing. You're a conscious eater. You're conscious of what goes into your body. Okay, there's no labels. You are conscious of what goes into your body. You can pretty much look at and say, okay, I am eating the vegan diet, but I'm not a vegan. But it don't matter what you are. It's just a word. Just eat healthier. Give your body things that you think it needs. Try to curb your bad eating habits. If you know you consume too much sugar, sugar is a #1 killer. I'm going to give you a list of all the #1 killers. It's MSG, high fructose corn syrup, salt, and dairy, and meat. Meat does not process in your intestines correctly. If you eat a banana, you're going to use the bathroom within a couple of hours. If you eat a steak, your ass is going to be sitting on that steak for a long time. That shit going to take a long time to process. You still got steaks in there. That's processing. And there are people that's like, well, I'm going to eat what I want, and that's fine, but you're just going to have to deal with what happens when you do that. That's all. These are all choices. It's not like pressure here. It's either, oh, okay, you know, I choose to eat this thing, you know, ain't nobody perfect. I'm not perfect. I love to eat. But what happened was I found out ways to eat things and find ways to enjoy them. That's what I do. My foods are geared towards things that we're supposed to be consuming. Vegan food is not good for you all the time. Just because it says it's vegan does not mean it's good for you. Just because it says, oh, it's plant-based, look at the ingredients. If it's a whole paragraph on the back of that motherfucker, you still defeating the purpose. The whole point is to get away from processed foods. Processed foods entails you taking it from one form and turning it into another thing. Like falafel. Falafel is a better choice of a processed food, right? If you're going to eat it, it's okay. But again, like, too much of it is not good because it's a processed food. Even though everything in it is good, it's a processed food. It's heavy. It could be heavy. Like, I make a meatloaf. Everything in the meatloaf is amazing. It's a veggie loaf, really. Everything in the loaf is very good for you, but it's highly processed. Like, and mind you, all of the ingredients inside my meatloaf ain't nothing fake. Like these Beyond sausages and all that shit, ain't nothing fake in there. I'm using steel oats, you know, which is an farro, you know, they're good grains, but grains are still heavy on the digestive system. And I don't want to overwhelm you in one video. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna break down little things and really make sense to you. And you take your steps. You go at your own pace. Now, a lot of these vegan restaurants and a lot of these vegan foods are geared towards helping people to transition into the vegan world, meaning helping the people not eat meat, which is a bit challenging for most, and not to eat cheese, right? As you go on this journey, your mind is going to change, period. Your taste buds are going to change, period. The addiction is very strong in America with food. There's a very, very, very high addiction to food and what's in the foods. And here at It's Alive, I just want to educate us on really what it is. You know, like, you ate a Beyond Burger and fries, you still just as bad. You might as well have ate some meat. But I'm not saying that to discourage you where you can't go eat your Beyond Meats and stuff like that to help you transition. That, like me, when I quit smoking, I used the e-cigarette to transition. And I stayed there for about a year. But I eventually got off of that. And I was able to just, you know, be free from it. But however long it takes you, but you do need to know you can't stay there. You can't think because you ate a vegan burger that you got some nutrients. See, the point is we're trying to get to the point where we're eating things to live. We're eating things helping to assist what's going on the inside. What's going on the inside? What is going on the inside? What does your body need? Okay, that's just like you got a mechanic, right? He's up under the hood. He's going to need certain tools to fix whatever's going on, right? You eating some cilantro and some parsley and some quinoa. That's a metabolic salad that I make. It's alive. You eating that? That's a hell of a tool. It aids in ridding the body of heavy metals and antioxidants and stuff like that. There's so many different foods that aid and assist in keeping the body to run sufficiently. And I can help you with that. But you have to understand everything so you can understand what you're putting in your mouth. And once you understand that, it helps you discipline yourself better. It helps you say, no, I don't want that. I know I don't want that, because if I eat that, this is going to happen. You know, when you eat some shit, you done smashed a whole bag of chips, hot fries, and your stomach be hurting and shit. Now, that's the favorite hood snack. Hot fries. I love them. Shit. I done even backslid and ate some and be like, God damn, my stomach hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ate it, but my stomach hurt. Now, that's just what I'm saying. If you want to eat it, you just got to deal with what comes with it. Am I saying you're supposed to walk around here and be perfect? No. I am not the fucking police. I'm not the food police. I'm just trying to educate you on vegan don't mean it's healthy. Just because you ate a vegan burger, I'm going to say it again, or just because you ate some vegetable fries, or I got the broccoli tater tots. Like, no, girl, listen. Broccoli, first of all, that's a hybrid, but we ain't even gonna, I'm gonna break it down. But this video, I'm just kind of introducing you to my journey on how I started to not eat meat and how it changed my mindset and my life. And I did backslide. I got pregnant and I ate fish, but I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I ate some red snapper and I ate some salmon, and I did not OD. You know what I'm saying? I ate it, and I got back on track. So, it's not easy to, be health conscious all the time. But eventually, if you keep at it, even when you fall off, like let's just say Saturday you ate a donut. Okay, so Sunday, just make sure, you don't do that shit on Sunday. You just kind of because that way you're minimizing the amount of disease that can come through. Now, when you just ODing and shit, like I was in the store, right? I'm gonna cut this short because it's getting too long. But I was in the store. I'm just selling food, walking around and around the hood because there's a spot that's about to open up over there where I'm gonna be at. And I'm just trying to check out, the people around the area. So, and what they own. And I know I'm in the hood, which is my favorite place to be. So I said, hey, this dude is he's about to buy a honey bun with the white icing on it. So I said, hey, you want to try, you want to try some pulled barbecue? It's vegan. It's jackfruit. He's like, I don't know what that is. What is it? I said, I just want you to try it. It's vegan. It's plant-based food. So he was like, I don't like all that. So look, I let him taste it. I said, well, you like what you about to buy? You about to eat a honey bun? That ain't it. Now that ain't it. A honey bun? He probably eat them every day. It's probably his favorite snack. Buy a honey bun and some cigarettes. How many times you done went to the store every single day? And I'm telling you, we are corporate and consistent in going to the store, buying a beer, buying some cigarettes, buying a blunt. We're consistent in these things. You know what I'm saying? Every day you can count on the hood store. No, everybody coming when they wake up, whether that be in the morning or afternoon. Everybody coming to get them some blunts, some cigarettes, some Black and Milds, a t-shirt, a fresh tea, a beer. But you got to know eventually that's gonna cause a problem. You know that. You wake up every morning with all that goddamn mucus. Tell me, oh, it's that night air. No, nigga. It's all that shit you consuming. And I need us to understand, just because you ate a salad does not mean that you got any nutrients. And it's real fucked up now because the crop rotation is out the loop. They don't even do that. And crop rotation is very, very, very important when it comes to getting the nutrients to the foods, the soil. Just like it's important for us, the woman, the womb, to be properly nurtured. That's why they give us prenatal pills, so the baby can get the nutrients, because it ain't half of what we eat. Because we over here craving all kind of weird ass shit. That baby don't eat half of that shit. It just pulls whatever nutrients it can pull, and it comes through the umbilical cord and gets to the baby. That is how the baby is getting the nutrients. The soil. We are the soil. That is how the plant, the kale, or whatever the hell the soil is where the nutrients come from. It's not the actual leafy green that you're eating. It's what it grew up from, the soil, right? So if that's the case, right, they're not even growing our food right now. They're not even growing our food in a healthy state. That's number one. Number two, they're not doing crop rotation, meaning a healthy baby would come and be born, and then the woman needs time to recoup and get her nutrients back built up, and her body needs to restore itself before she goes and has another baby, if she wants to have another baby. You can't just go and have a baby right after that. And you can, but that baby's going to not get as much nutrients as the other one did, because you depleted already. You still got to regroup from what you just did, that 9 months you just did. So anyway, it's the same thing with crop rotation. They're not doing it anymore. Not to mention that half of the shit is hybrid, half of it's genetically modified. It's raised and grown in facilities where there's not even no kind of sun or anything. It's straight light and radiation and shit like that. And all I'm saying is you don't want to use the microwave, but shit, your shit is being grown in radiation. So that's why it's very important that we start to grow our own food. But that's a whole nother story. There's a lot of things that I'm going to touch on for us to understand, because if we understand it, it'll keep us in line. That's how I view it. It helps me, because I even refresh myself on people that I view as very knowledgeable in this area, and a lot of the herbalists that I study, a lot of the people that I've watched, a lot of the ways I've learned how to cook and put foods together to accommodate our body and staying in a healthy state. Like, all of the stuff that I learned, I still have to go back sometimes and refresh my memory and remind myself of why I do this, remind myself of why I eat this way, because I'm a human being. I get, just like Dr. Sebi said, he said, I teach you all of these things, but I still fall short too. I fall short on things, and he falls short on things because he's human. Then don't get no money in your pocket for real, and you want to eat good. Like, I mean, there's certain things that we like to eat, me personally, I've been eating weird for a long time. I eat very different. There's things that that I like, that people are like, what? Like, I love edamame. Snacks that I choose to eat is like stuff that people just frown upon. But yeah, I want you to understand what nutrients are. And if you ate chips, if I ask any of your kids, line them up right now, I'm like, what you eat today? I had a hot dog, some chips, and some Oreos. What you have? Oh, I had some gummies, some Takis, and Arizona. What you had? Oh, I had some hot fries, a burger, and oh, I had some Bojangles chicken strips with some fries and some dirty rice. So if this goes on for days and days and years and years and years, I'm just trying to figure out how you thought you got any nutrients. Then you ain't taking no supplement. That's not even good for you, but it's better. At least you're able to restore. That's why they have all these supplements. That's why they have vitamin D3s and shit like that, because we're not organically getting it. We live in a different time. We drive cars now. We're in trucks. We're in all 10 hours out of our day. You're in businesses in corporate America 10 hours of your day, or you might be on a computer 10 hours of your day. You're not outside getting no sun. These people back in the day had to be outside to even eat. They got the crop. They got to go find the food. You know, they're getting exercise. They're getting sunlight. They're getting fresh air. And then they're getting organic foods. So that's why their bodies are different. They're able to, you know, sustain a lot. But even my mom, my grandma, she's like my mom, my grandma, everything. But she's my Aunt Dolores, and she is in her 80s, and she told me. She said the food tastes different. Produce. Green peppers. She said green peppers don't have the same flavor. You know, green peppers and onions are supposed to be for flavor. The flavor ain't there. I want to grow a green pepper with some really good soil and see what it tastes like. I want to see the difference. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. You can check out the Patreon. It's Alive has a Patreon. Patreon. I'm sorry. It's a platform that we utilize for recipes, things like that. A book will be on the way soon here. But just stay tuned in here and like, share, and subscribe, because I'm going to come on here more often. I haven't been really on this platform too much. But I want you to tune in a little bit more and see what information that I have for you, because I know a lot of things. And I said, why not go on here and share everything that I know? Because I don't want to talk nobody's head off. I just want you to find me and get the information that you think you need. That's what I want. And also, I have another platform. It's called Queen of Second Chances. You know, it's energy coaching. It's pretty much keeping everybody, because all this is one thing: mind, body, soul. Everything is one. If you're not happy mentally, if you're not in a good environment with your job or the way you make money, if you're not working in your purpose, if you're not loving yourself, if you're not eating right, you know, whatever that may be in your book, because eating correctly, you can find out you can figure out your own. I can give you ideas, but you know what you like to eat. I like olives. That's a healthy snack for me, so I eat them. You know, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you tips on my journey and then sharing it with you. But I am a top-notch chef, and I have a way with putting foods together that we need to consume and make them taste good. So, till next time, I wish you peace, health, wealth, and the time to enjoy them all.